Genau, hier sagen sie es auch. As you all know, we can't actually directly control the city. We don't have a manpower and we don't have actual authority. It's therefore vital that we maintain a good relationship with the media and the local authorities and have them do much of the heavy lifting for us. Ideally, everything we do should be either undertaken by the authorities under our discreet direction or in cases where we take action ourselves, backed by the powers that be, creating the illusion that Monarch Solutions is working in cooperation with legal authorities. Make no mistake, genau. Although we've been successful this far, the situation is not stable, it can change quickly. Ja. We are all well prepared, maintain control, minimize conflict. Ja. If you see a problem, be proactive and call it in. Don't let anything run out of control or think it'll work itself out. We have to be sure the situation can unravel faster when we think, and we have to coordinate our activities properly. Any questions or concerns, please contact me sooner rather than later. Ja, also ja, so eine Sicherheitswarnung, ne? Es darf hier nichts schief gehen, das muss alles auf Plan laufen.
Anybody here we can trust?
Fiona. She's my only remaining contact on the inside.
What about this Burke guy? He was under arrest in the same transport as me.
Jury's still out on Burke.
Ja, also unsere potenziellen Kumpels könnten höchstens die drei sein, in irgendeiner Form. Sonst keiner, also wirklich. Und das ist das Interessante, dass die Protagonisten in der Realserie zu den Antagonisten gehören, aber zu Protagonisten werden, weil sie nicht mit dem zufrieden sind, wie die Antagonisten das machen. Also, ist eine interessante Struktur, so zu erzählen.
Lifeboat. You said this was Paul's big survival program. And why is he refusing to activate it?
Still trying to figure that out.
Ah, das hier ist interessant. It's worth noting that since the people outside lifeboat are wahrscheinlich the lifeboat are indeed not dead, merely stopped. It should be possible for a team of personnel wearing chronon harnesses to exit the lifeboat, retrieve a person and bring them into the lifeboat. However, I advise against adopting this practice. For the occupants, it should forever remain a theoretical scenario. Any situation in which somebody is brought in from the outside would cause undue stress on the occupants, who would at that point have to become acutely aware that their loved ones could be brought in, but since the lifeboat has limited space, this could never be allowed. That kind of psychological pressure would likely lead to friction and questions of favoritism and ultimately increase the risk of mission failure. Da habe ich gar nicht drüber nachgedacht tatsächlich. Ich dachte jetzt einfach nur, weil es technisch vielleicht nicht möglich wäre, alles zu retten. Aber stimmt, wenn sie an eine Person reinholen und dann sagen, ja, aber ihre Familie können wir nicht retten, wir haben jetzt nur sie gerettet, weil sie wichtig sind, dann durch den psychologischen Stress mit allen Leuten zusammengefangen in so eine Art Bunker, das würde nicht lange gut gehen, das stimmt. Interessant. Die haben sich über alles Gedanken gemacht. Ich finde das fantastisch. Das sind auch Sachen, wo selbst ich nicht dran gedacht habe, wo selbst ich jetzt denke so, ach stimmt, das wäre mir nie eingefallen. Jetzt ist es einfach gemacht und dann wäre alles schief gegangen. Okay, das ist ein Dokument von Paul Serene, wo er 1999, als er die Firma gründet, erklärt, warum das ein Erfolg sein wird und dass er weiß, was sie in Zukunft tun werden und keine Sorge, wir werden das schon irgendwie hinkriegen. So quasi sein Firmenversprechen, um die zu gründen.
Serene's original manifesto for Monarch.
They had us practically memorize this.
Hundreds of employees. They actually believe all this bullshit?
More than you can imagine.
Okay. Three-Phase Plan, Table of Contents, also 3 Phasen. Phase 1, Building an Empire. 1999 bis Juli 2010. Formation of Monarch Solutions, Lucrative Investments, Global Expansion, Employee Recruitment. Das heißt, er erzählt jedem, der da arbeitet, bereits, dass sie von dann bis dann Erfolg haben werden. Und die Leute... Also viele Mitarbeiter haben das dann wahrscheinlich einfach geglaubt und sind deswegen mit eingestiegen. Das ist ja interessant. Stell dir vor, du arbeitest für eine Firma und dann kriegst du einen Vertrag und da steht dann drin, und keine Sorge, bis 2020 werden wir so und so viele Einnahmen haben und 2025 werden wir die weltgrößte Weltmacht, ne? Also ist schon alles geplant. So, würde man auch denken, ja, ein bisschen übereifrig, oder? Wahrscheinlich haben viele das auch nicht geglaubt, weil viele Leute scheinen ja so gar nicht so richtig zu checken, was da los ist, auch viele Mitarbeiter. Ich glaube, dass viele dann gedacht haben, dass es nur so ein bisschen Größen waren und eben mehr so eine statistische Idee und sowas und dachten auch so, ja, mal sehen, ob das so wird und sowas und deswegen checken die jetzt auch gar nicht, dass es schon soweit ist. Phase 2, Preparing for Future, 2010 to 2016. Ground Zero, Buyout, CFR Preparation, Chrono Tech Development, Militarization. Das ist ja jetzt alles schon passiert. Das heißt, wir sind jetzt in Phase 3. The Lifeboat Protocol. Vom 9. Oktober 2016. Das ist doch im Spiel heute, ne? To End of Time. Time Machine Core heißt. Ist schon passiert. Chronon Tech Rollout. Ist, glaube ich, auch schon passiert. Remove Threats to Lifeboat Protocol. Da sind wir noch dran. Initiate Lifeboat Protocol. Ja. Also bis auf die letzten beiden Punkte ihres 3-Phasen-Plans ist alles schon eingetreten. Zeit drängt.
What's on the computer?
Monarch files I uploaded, and I kept the juiciest stuff on screen for you.
Dr. Porretta, I'm attaching Paul Serene's most recent entry in the stream journal. I'm growing increasingly concerned with the meaning behind these streams, but I need a second opinion. I can treat Paul's sickness, really as far as I can determine the Cronon syndrome is more a metaphysical condition than an actual medical issue. But I'm a physicist. I'm very much out of my depth with all this. This exercise was meant to help alleviate stress, to ease Paul's symptoms, but so far it has resulted in the opposite. Time is of the essence. His condition is getting worse by the day. My 5th entry. I recall moving through wheat field which once belonged to my grandparents. I pressed the wheat stalks to the side with my hand, softly sifting through them at first, but as I pressed forward, the stalks began to warp and curl around my arms, providing resistance to my every move. The entire field began to solidify into an unbreakable material, with my body entangled in the mess. I desperately tried to pull myself free, but every movement led to a burning sensation. The world desaturated, time stopped. I heard the unmistakable sound of my greatest fear approaching. Shifters. They emerged from all sides, surrounding me. I looked into the distance and saw a blurry figure approaching. He tried to yell, but the words wouldn't escape his throat. Instead, transforming into an endless shriek pulsing through my ears. His every movement and sound transformed into an agonizing discomfort all throughout my body until it became completely unbearable. The pain trumped logic. I needed to make it stop. I needed to make it all stop. I grew violent, blindly lashing out at the figure, tearing him apart. I needed to destroy the source of motion and sound that caused me such discomfort. The pain stopped as I took the figure's life, and as he died, his identity became clear. It was me. I had become the very threat that I once feared, but I did not fear anymore. I felt something very clear, very pure. I turned around to discover Jack behind me. He didn't move, but I could somehow understand his intent. He welcomed me. Every misunderstanding, all the pain we had caused one another was forgotten. We were part of a higher consciousness. I heard a voice behind me, Dr. Kim. He joined us. He told me that time was once the fire in which we burned. He told me we would burn no more. Holy fuck! Aber vor allem, das heißt ja, dass in seinen Träumen er immer noch hofft, dass er und Jack zusammenarbeiten können, ne? Also es scheint in seinem Kopf noch nicht zu spät zu sein, und trotz allem, was bereits passiert ist.
Is the city still hunting for me?
In full force. There's an entire webpage dedicated to potential Jack Joyce sightings. So I've been filling it in with false leads for fun. Do you want to pitch in?
Post that I was spotted in the back of a catering van somewhere.
You can do better than that. But okay, I'll let them know.
Das war ein Butterfly-Effekt, dass sie mich jetzt in einem Catering-Van suchen. What the fuck? Okay, noch haben wir nicht alles gefunden. Da hinten ist noch was. Das mache ich alles noch, bevor wir jetzt die Zeitmaschine aktivieren. Nicht, dass wir irgendwas dann übersehen, wenn es zu spät ist. Schon richtig durchwuchert. Hier wachsen schon Bäume drin.
You've got to be kidding me.
What is it?
This is all my stuff from our family home. I kept everything.
Guess you thought you might come back.
Was sind sie da? Pulse of Streets.
What's his name?
Giraffe.
Yeah. It's about as original as I expected.
Jack Joyce ist kein wirklich fantasievoller Mensch, man merkt. Er ist sehr praktisch veranlagt.
Jack? You okay?
Yeah. My artsy rebel phase.
Complete with a very rebellious how-to guide. I always wanted to try this, actually. Never had the time.
So herrlich ironisch. Ich hatte nie die Zeit dafür.
What's wrong?
Toto. That's my signature.
You made this?
I've never even been here before.
That woman in the picture is you, isn't it? So...
Jack. There's something you should know. 1999. I was 8 years old, playing in my backyard, and a woman approached me, told me she was from the future. She gave me very specific details of events that would come to pass. She gave me this. Filled with dates, events, proof of it all. Jack, that woman.
it was you.
Everything I told myself would happen, did. Every detail, for better or worse, came to pass, and couldn't be changed. Our fate is laid out before us, Jack. Everything that happened to get us here, every sacrifice that was made, they're all a part of this path. And they can't be changed or undone.
Beth,
When we step in that time machine, you will see for yourself.
Das ist ein richtig krasser
Alright.
Plot-Twist, so ein bisschen.
if you're that sure about how all
Oder
this
besser
works,
Reveal.
we can try it your way. It's her. She's the one who's been painting all over the city. Jesus.
Aber wie sie sagte, sie hatte ja nie die Zeit dazu, ne? Ist nicht immer noch die Frage, ist noch nicht ganz geklärt. Oh Mann, das ist richtig interessant mit dem Buch.
Notebook was full of dates, events that would come to pass, instructions. Her entire existence was formed out of those pages.
Ja, und das ist jetzt wirklich interessant. Also da werde ich jetzt wirklich wahrscheinlich alles vorlesen, weil das ist richtig krass, wie gut das geschrieben ist und wie überlegt. Beth, I know that this encounter will be a lot to take in. After all, it's not every day you meet your future self. I tell you that you need to keep this all a secret, but I know you won't listen. You'll learn that lesson the hard way. The next few years won't be easy for you. Nobody you know is ever going to understand what you are going through. Those closest to you will try to change you, convince you that you are losing your mind. You're not. You're special. You have been chosen to do something amazing. Know what your struggle will all be worth it. Was? That your struggle will all be worth it in the end because you have a purpose. You're going to save the world. How do I know? I've been through this all before, and I'm going to prove it. Below you will find a list of events that will come to pass in the future. They cannot be changed or undone. It will take time for you to accept this, but eventually you will learn to use this knowledge to your advantage. You will be prepared for what is coming. October 3rd, 2000. Derek Stevenson has been bullying you for months. On October 3rd, you will push him down the staircase at the school. You do everything in your power to resist this, partly to avoid the consequences, partly to prove this book wrong, but the terrible things he will say in that moment will be too much for you to handle. He'll pretend to cry, claim that you gave him a concussion, and you take all the blame. You will be transferred to another school. You hope things will get better. They won't. It's going to be a difficult year. Whenever you feel helpless, just remember this book. You are special. You have a purpose that they don't. Hold on to that. And if it makes you feel better, 16 years from now, Derek will be working at a dollar store. He still lives with his mom. December 3rd, 2000. Mr. Hartzuk from next door will pass away. 3rd February 2001. The kids at school will steal your jacket. Your parents will claim that you're hiding it on purpose so that they will buy you a new one. Look in the bin on the corner of 3rd and Main. You'll find something that will get you through the winter. You'll be teased for wearing it by Michelle. You fight back, but it will only make things worse. Eventually, when you are able to contain your anger, take her aside and say the following to her. I'm sorry about your mom. Then give her a hug. She will push you away. She will look incredibly confused, vulnerable. She will never tease you again. April 24th, 2001. Erica, your best friend, will break her arm. Having read this, you will do everything in your power to prevent this. The actions you take to avoid this from happening will only make it so. This is the first time you will truly witness that your fate is already determined. It cannot be changed. Erica will blame you for the incident. Try not to take this to heart. You will soon discover that she isn't the friend you thought she was. Stay strong. You will find people who respect you for who you are very soon. August 5th, 2001. You will take the night bus home. There will be only one other passenger on board, a scruffy-looking kid with a black eye. His name is Jack Joyce. Remember his face. He's going to become important down the line. September 11, 2001. This is the one which will change you. An event will occur that will devastate the entire nation. An act of terrorism will cause the World Trade Center to collapse. Thousands will die. I won't go into further detail because the more you know, the more painful it will become when you are unable to prevent it. And you will try to prevent it. You will fail. You will curse this book for not telling you more. You will curse yourself for not being able to stop it. It will take a long time to get over this, but eventually you will use this pain to fuel your path forward. You've now felt what it was to be completely unprepared for what is coming. It won't happen again. Next time, you'll be ready. This is the event that will finally make you believe. Any doubt you had will disappear. You're ready to take on this mission. So what is coming? October 8, 2016. An experiment gone wrong will cause time to break down. This event will be referred to as fracture in time. The onset of this event cannot be prevented, but the outcome must be. If the fracture is not stopped, then time itself will come to an end. Life on our planet will end. Saving the world wasn't an overstatement. It's your mission. You must stop the fracture. You can pull this off, but to do so you need to follow some simple instructions. Learn who to trust. Short answer: nobody. The less people know about you, the safer you will be. From this point forward, your mission takes priority over every other aspect of your life. Do not start a relationship of any kind that you aren't willing to leave behind at a moment's notice. There's one exception to this rule. We'll get to that. Know your enemy. Monarch Solutions. They will try to prevent you from achieving your goal. Learn everything you can about them. You will know the best way to achieve this when the time is right. Monarch is run by a man named Paul Serene. You must never be seen by Paul Serene. If he discovers you, then you will risk failing your mission. Learn everything you can about him. Remain hidden, but keep in mind that the best place to hide is often in plain sight. Blend in. Change your appearance frequently. Hair color, clothing style, everything. Be cautious about drawing attention to yourself. Learn to blend in. Examine those around you. The way they move, speak, laugh, copy them. Become your surroundings. Das ist nämlich auch ganz interessant. Die Frage ist nämlich, ob wir Beth wirklich so kennen, wie sie ist, oder wie sie sich verstellt. Das finde ich sehr interessant. Also Beth Wilder wird allein durch diesen Twist und durch diesen anderen Kontext ihres Charakters und das, was passieren wird und passiert ist, zu einem der interessantesten Charaktere im gesamten Game. Das ist so krass. Train daily. There are a series of skills you will need to master to truly be prepared. Hand-to-hand combat, Filipino Kali and Jeet Kune Do, weapons training, knives, pistols, shotguns, rifles, wilderness survival, compartmentalization, lip reading, face reading. The list is one that you will build as you go. In time you will understand what is necessary and what isn't. Don't rush yourself. Start with gymnastics. Study your target. Jack Joyce. He's the one person who can help you in your mission. He's the exception to Rule 1. You can trust him. Learn what you can about Jack. Study him from afar, but do not approach him directly. You aren't the only one watching him. On October 9th, 2016, you will rescue Jack Joyce. From there, the next steps will reveal themselves. Be patient with him. He's stubborn, reckless, naive, but you can't do this without him, and he has his moments. He's much smarter than he seems at first. Don't mistake grief for stupidity. Study your objective. The countermeasure. This is the device that was built to stop a fracture in time. This is your objective. Find the countermeasure and use it to stop the fracture. Achieve this and the world will be saved. The device was built by Jack's brother, Dr. William Joyce. Any attempt to contact William or find the countermeasure before the onset of a fracture will be in vain. Wait, Jack will show you the way. Retrieving the countermeasure will not be a simple task. It will involve great hardship and sacrifice. When the time comes, you will be ready for this. When you first read this, it won't make much sense to you. Over time you will believe every word, but you will feel unprepared. You will wish that I had told you everything. I promise you that what is written here is everything you will need in order to get you where you need to be. I know this. because I'm already there. Chin up, Toto. You're going to achieve amazing things. You.